and then just slowly go to the top. All right, so you hinged that a little early, so start over. Now go like this, take your arm back long, and then hinge it late. Yep, there you go, try that again. Yeah, that's better. And then let's just really make sure that back here, it's really loading on this finger.
On this finger?
Or this knuckle, so put it a little longer. Okay. So get your grip a little more. Yeah, there you go. So you want to feel like it's in that finger, so you can do that. Because if it's not loading up in that finger, it's not going to fling off the finger. The tricky thing now is you've always had your finger kind of on the top and side. Now you've got to feel like it's more side and underneath.
Okay.
So you're not going to feel fully set until that energy's loaded up on your finger at the very end. Yeah, so load it up. There you go. Now you're able to, you were able to fling it, load and fling, because you had it in your finger. You had it in that right hand trigger finger.
You know, I had Johnny Miller with me one full day at my place. He came and did a clinic for me years ago, and he spent like 10 minutes talking to me about what he felt with this finger from start to finish.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, if there was one single body part that I think is probably the most important part, it's that finger. Because if you sense the load on that finger, now you have a way to throw it off the finger. Yeah. Yeah, just grip a lot looser in your grip so that it kind of flops at the top. Yeah. Then once you feel like it flops at the top, then you got somewhere to like fling it from. So do a waggle in your hands. Yeah, there you go. Waggle it on that finger. Push the finger out all the way like some people putt. So throw it all the way down. Yeah, and waggle it there. Yeah, see, that's a different waggle.
Yeah.
You can hit one like that and just feel like when it goes back, it kind of loads up on the finger, and then you're going to kind of fling it off the finger on the way through. Yeah, there you go. So that's like the end leverage. When you've got two hands on the club, your right hand is your lever hand. That one finger is the furthest extent of that right hand.
Okay.
So that's where your greatest leverage comes from, is in that finger, because it's all the way at the other end. So right hand under, get that finger extended, and then see if you can feel it load up, and then fling off that finger. Yeah, much better. Yeah. Now you definitely don't have to be as concerned about length of backswing. You just got to figure out how to load and unload on that finger.
You know, purpose for years, you know, for whatever reason, the irons became more 3/4, got shorter and shorter, and right now I'm trying to force myself to go as long as I can.
Yeah, loose. Yeah, and so just make sure that as you say longer, as long as I can, it's soft as I can, it's armsy as I can. It's not, you don't have to turn very big. You can just kind of set it up there and then fling it. Yeah. Right, so your throw was late.
Yep.
So that's where the setting in the backswing, you know, I feel like if I was to throw and I set my hand here, I could throw that way. So set to this side, throw to that side. So in the golf swing, it's kind of set at the top, throw at the bottom, set at the top, throw at the bottom. So it's like once that finger loads up top, then you throw it at the bottom. If you set it to your side, you're going to throw it to the side. So you got to set it at the top to throw it down through the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, that was a better throw. Yeah, so grab that stick and let's just do some stick swishes.
This one?
Yep. Just in the right hand only. So what I want you to do is do a double-ended swish. So I want you to hear it swish at the top of your swing and at the bottom of your swing.
Okay.
So like this. So yeah, here you can film me do it.
Okay, I got it.
Right? Versus
Yep.
you're kind of, maybe you swish it here, and then here, here, here. No, that's in front of you.
Yep.
So it's like there's a piñata or something up in the air. There you go. But wait. Go low, slow, and then kind of go like this. Yank it up. Try to get that swish later, way up in the air. There you go. That was closer. That's better. That's better. That's better. So don't go so quick in the beginning.
Okay.
I'll show you. So start up here. So just take it to the top, lift it up. So take it like that, and flick it at the top, and then flick it at the bottom. Flick it, yep. Flick it, flick it, flick it, yep. Yeah, and then it's flick it at the bottom. Flick it at the top, flick it at the bottom. Flick it at the top. Yeah, there you go, that's better. Okay, now do it with your iron.
Okay.
So two hands, see if you can get that kind of a tempo where you're kind of flicking it to the top, flicking it to the bottom. Because now it's heavier, you can kind of feel the momentum. So do a little quicker flick up. Yep. Yep. And you can start the flick a little sooner down here, like you can swoop it up. Yeah, so go to your top of your follow through.
Okay.
Okay, now back flick it. There. So see how the back flick sets your hands later?
Yes.
Because you back flick and it sets rather than load.
Yes.
It's like the extension going back. All right, so do that drill where you tee up a ball, start on your follow through side, go flick it past and then hit the ball. Yeah, like that.
You just want me to start at a few feet?
Yeah, start it a few feet in front, kind of even almost to your full follow through, kind of there. Then kind of go quicker to the top, and then, yeah, there's your timing.
Now there's a total different smash feel there.
Yeah, yeah. And your speed went up to 77 miles an hour instead of 74 miles an hour. And that was your longest carry. That was a 175-yard carry. So it's reverse momentum, right? So and that's where we can incorporate the body a little bit, because we can kind of use the body to heave it. We can lag the club head a little, heave it to the top, and then throw it back the other way. So you can definitely start your backswing with a little bit of like body. Yeah, there you go. So once you've done that, then you can chuck it. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. That's a much later set for you.
Oh, totally. But I love the feel. I mean, I know it's like, shit, am I so uncoordinated I can't do this? It's so different than I've ever done it that I know once I get it, it's going to produce.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was 77 miles an hour, so that was your fastest speed. Right? So if you start kind of like heaving it, or flinging it, whipping it back, then wait for it.
Yep.
You don't have to rush it. Wait for it. Is it done moving? Yep. Okay, and I'm going to throw it back the other way. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Kind of there. Just late.
Yep.
All right, but that was 78 miles an hour, so you're increasing speed without really trying too hard. It's just the way your wrists are loading. Yeah. Yep, go super strong grip. Even with the left hand, a little bit more of the left hand. There you go. Yep, and then give me a hinge at the top and a nice fast throw back. Good. That was good. Oh. Yeah, so a good drill for you to kind of work on would be to line up some balls, tee up like 4 in a row, and then don't stop. Just hit the first one, sweep it back. Hit the second one, sweep it back. Hit the third one. And then that way your momentum of your backswing starts to train your tempo. And when I'm out on the course and I'm feeling a little bit more anxious, or it's just, you know, the situation is locking me down, like a super narrow fairway, lots of water, wind off my left, whatever it is, I do a bunch of double swings. So I go forwards, backwards, and then when I step to the ball, I'm not thinking mechanics, I'm just trying to replicate.
Yes.
So try that. So do like 4 swings where you go all the way back, all the way through, all the way back, all the way through. Yeah. Good. Now what I want you to do is do it close to the ball so that at some point after maybe 3 swings you can hit it.
Okay.
That was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. I did a fundraiser for the first tee of Phoenix. It was 100 holes of golf, and so I did it trick shot style. So I played 1 hole, but I hit 100 balls. So I lined up 100 balls across the tee, and I just went swing, hit, swing, hit, swing, and I hit them all in the par 3. And then I ran down there and chipped and putted them in the hole. But to go through 100 balls, man, I couldn't feel my arms.
I bet you were.
I couldn't feel my arms at the end of it.
Okay, you want to try that again?
Yeah. Just go easy, kind of there, loosey-goosey, kind of back and forth. And then when you feel ready, just kind of step in a little with your left foot, and then you can hit it. Yeah, there you go.
I'll practice that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. And the trick is when the ball gets there at the beginning of this drill, when the ball is there, don't swing harder at the ball. Just try to replicate the same.
Yeah, I felt like I kind of.
Yeah, you tried to hit it a little. A little. Yeah. Yeah, so do your practice swings again about, 2, 3, 4 inches inside, so you're not going to hit it. Yeah. So what you're going to see on the video when you watch this back is you're going to see tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. So that last swing when the ball is there, you totally rush it.
Yep.
So try to make sure that if I'm watching the video, I can't tell which swing hit the ball. Yeah, don't hit it any different. That was better. Still a little quick.
Yep.
Still a little quick.
Let me try that again.
Yeah, no. Try it again.
Okay.
I mean, you haven't done it yet, so not to my satisfaction.
Right. Not to mine.
Yeah, so just let the ball get in the way of it. Right? So you rushed it. So here, let's do it this way. All right? So you do your practice swings over here in the rough. Right, so just swing right there. Just a nice swing. Yep, keep it going. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a few balls. I'll grab 3. All right, so I'm going to put them down for you to hit. All right, so go ahead. Don't go any faster. Keep going. Don't stop. There you go. All right, so we just got to get the rush, the extra.
Get that rush out of
the rush out of there.
All right, that's a good one.
So now don't overthink it.
Yep.
Swing and hit it, set up, and just try to replicate the tempo you were just doing in the rough over there. That's pretty good. That was really good. That was very low effort. That's what we want.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get the low effort but the maximum throw.
Yeah. And so that's because your hands are in training.
Yes.
Right? We're completely changing your load release pattern for, we've been at it for 30 minutes and you've only done this other one for how long? So that's how you're gonna basically, break that horse, is you're gonna just keep working back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And don't think of it here. So let's do that little exercise. See this? You're thinking about here. You should be thinking about there. You should be feeling like it's not a wrist hinge, it's a finger load.
All right, I get it.
Right? So you're not worried about mechanics of your actual wrist structure. It's more of loading and unloading the finger. See how it changes?
Yes.
So as you do the drill, if you want to do one more drill there, where you tee one up and then step into it, but make sure that as you do your back and forth, you're feeling it load, unload, load, unload. So it's more finger correlated than wrist. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
I'll get it.
Yep. Yeah, you will. And that's where we just have to make sure that we're thinking through. So
that's a feel I can get, though. I was trying to still think of it more from here.
Yeah, it's got to be in the finger. Yeah, and that's where the extension of that finger, a longer trigger finger, more in the fingers in general in both hands. Yeah, there you go. That was really good. I like that one. So far since we started and we changed your posture, you're now more like old man posture, where you've got your back kind of relaxed and your hips are under you. Got the clubs. What did we end up with? 2 inches? 2 inches longer. The lie was standard. Yep. So we'll kind of work through if we tweak any of that. But right now it looks really, really good as far as your setup. When we first started, we softened your head, we strengthened your grip, and now we're working on loading and unloading. So
as I've had a few more rounds and reps with the clubs, I mean, unless you see a need to shorten, I've gotten pretty adjusted to it.
No, definitely not shorter. It's a lie angle thing, possibly, but right now as you set up, it looks really good. So just focus on that finger loading and unloading. Yeah, that was really good. And so as we kind of work through this with an iron, we know that the benefactor of this is going to be really every club loading and unloading properly. So when we get to that driver and we start loading and unloading the driver this way, that's where it's going to probably feel the most different.
Okay.
But that's also where the most gains are going to come from.
Yeah, I got nowhere to go but up there when I watch some of those. And I know these ladies you're teaching are athletic, but I saw one of them, you ramped up to like 88 immediately, and it's faster than me. I mean, it's cool as, watching your favorite teacher teach, but I'm like, shit, I ought to be able to do that.
Yeah, so hinge it, and yeah, really good. All right, so see that ball flight? We would blame grip.
Yep.
We would just say, look, the throwing action looked pretty good, but the ball didn't draw, so that's probably because you had the grip was a little weak.
Yeah, it still feels, I need to, I got to listen to what I tell my own people. I need to exaggerate it a mile to move at an inch.
Yeah, there you go. And that left-hand grip needs to just be much looser in general. It tends to get a little stiff. And I would like to see this elbow kind of here with that wrist.
Okay.
So set the face, roll the wrist even more. See how the elbow kind of goes to here, and then loosen it. And then that's a really strong grip. So let's do the hinging and releasing exercise there. Loading on the finger, throwing off the finger. Okay, now you're good to go. Yeah, really good.
Look okay?
Yeah, it looks great. Trust it. Load it, throw it. That's okay, right? So what happened was your upper arm has been used to rolling in.
Yes.
And that's what you did.
Okay.
You threw with a little roll instead of throwing under.
Throwing under.
Yep. So you hinged it nicely and you threw it, but you threw it with you tried to get your strong grip back to neutral. Whereas when you've got this strong grip, you just want to embrace it coming through,
yes.
Underneath with the hand. Don't let it roll. And play the ball a little bit further back in your stance to help with this. Because what happens is the further forward it is, the more time you give your hand to roll over.
Yes.
If it's back, you're not giving yourself any time. So play it back of center even while you play on the course. Play it back of center. That was really good.
That was one of the better ones.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, so that was in that 76 range. Nice smooth release. It was very, very accurate because you released it under, you didn't release it over.
The rounds that I've had where I just said all I'm going to do today is this, I just can't believe how good my misses are with
right.
irons.
Yeah.
My brother, who's a pretty good player, even said, man, your ball's just falling a hair to the right every time you miss. And I says, I know, I feel like I'm digging a trench to China this way because I've always been a barrel roller.
Right. And so that's where the same release with a stronger grip, instead of your ball falling right, it's going to fall left, or wherever we land, it can do either.
Okay.
But the main thing is we got to get that hand to kind of play a little bit more back in your stance and then get under it. Yeah. So let's hit some drivers and just kind of see, where did we end up on? Did you get the new one?
Just kind of bouncing back and forth. So I've got a Rogue. Let's hit this one for a minute.
Okay. What's the setup of this guy?
So that one's, I've got it dialed up to 12.5 right now just to fit
perfect.
my faults.
Yeah, no, I like that. And because I want you to do the same thing. I want you to play the 12.5 back in your stance a little more than normal.
Okay.
And the stronger grip so that you can release underneath it. Because what happens is the further forward you tee it, the more you slide into it, the more your body wants to help. But if you kind of play it off your back foot a little bit, then the release will be it'll just be more square through the ball when you release from that setup. Yeah, there you go. Good. And the same thing, we're working on T1 up real high and then do the double swings. Get 2, 3, 4 swings going where you're able to get some momentum built up. Yeah, let the back swing. Yeah, there you go. Whip it a little faster back.
A little faster back?
Yep, a little faster back to recreate that. See if you can do the constant swinging and then hit one.
Okay.
Yep, so kind of there. Yep, then take a big step in. Yep, so you just got to step bigger.
Yep.
Because you can't reach, so you just got to step bigger.
So, did you blow Martin Hall's mind with hitting those drives?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I've watched that thing. I should show it to my wife, and she's like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was during the PPC, and I was hitting balls on the range, and they came up to me and they're like, "Hey, we need a segment. What do you got?" And I was like, "Well, I can do whatever." And we've done chipping, putting. I said, "Has anybody done any trick shots?" And they were like, "No, can you do trick shots?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do trick shots." So I didn't even do one practice shot. I stepped in there. I threw him out of the air, hit him.
It was amazing.
There you go. All right, so take a big step when you decide to hit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just step bigger into it. We'll try a few more like this, because this is really where you're going to want to spend your time kind of recreating this feeling.
Yep.
And when you get out on the range and warming up, this is exactly what you want to do. And then when you're out on the course, you're not going to step into it, but you want to take some practice swings. You want to feel that. All right, so it's just late. Yep, naturally, right? So, all right, one more. There you go. Good. That was better. That was more on time, right? So regardless of ball flight and everything, just more on time. And now what you're feeling. So as you were doing it there, your driver speed jumped up about 3-4 miles an hour just in the drill. So as you work through it, that's what we want to get. So this stick swish, right? The swishing both ways. So you don't have, I think you had a shaft in there.
I just have a shaft in there, but I'll put a stick in there too.
No. The shaft's better. The shaft's better than the stick. So as you're standing around, do the swishes both ways. Yeah. There you go. Right, and really don't fully release it out of your grip, but load it in the fingers at the top. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yep, and then feel like it's a little more underhand on the follow through. Yep, there you go, under. Yep, so try to get the sound on this side a little earlier. There you go. Yep, that's it. Yeah, even more.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, even more up here. There you go. Up here. There it is. That's where we want to throw. Here.
Yes.
Not down there. And consequently, when we do this, we're going to hear the swish out of your right ear, not out of like your face. Even more up here. Yep, more up here. Go higher. Nope, that's late. Throw it up here. That's it. That's it.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So when I do it here, so it's like you were doing it, you were throwing it, and you can hear it, but I want it.
Okay.
Right? So I'll hit one like that. So it's like,
That's going to be a good drill for me.
right? So, and it's tricky for you because you've never done this.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know when the first time I ever tried this drill was, but it was probably when I was in Australia, part of the Australian Institute of Sport program. I mean, this is like 15-year-old, so I've been doing it a long time. And I've gotten away from it, just like you have in other golf pros. It's like, I'll try this, because all we want is to shoot lower scores.
Yeah.
So we're kind of willing to try a lot of it. And then because we're also coaching, we want to try different things because we need to know how to teach our students different ways. But in reality, it's kind of like a fallacy, because you don't want to you want to understand multiple different things, but you want to coach in one direction.
Yes.
And so what you've got going on in your hands was probably, like you said, built out of kind of like the early set, like the stack, kind of moving here, and then kind of hit and hold.
That's what
kind
it
of
was.
do that.
And I mean, I look at driver stuff I have on video from like 10 years ago, and I have a good full turn, and it looks like I can create some power from there. And I look at it right now. I took one the other day, and it looks like it's like
Yeah.
It looks like I'm trying to hit wedges.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, and so if you kind of work on that drill, now you'll go with that reverse momentum. You won't be able to stop halfway back. You can only stop kind of at the end. Yeah. All right. You know, I hit a couple more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's humbled me to watch my club head speed get so low, because I play with some of these guys and I can beat their ass up a hill on a mountain bike, steep a hill as you want to climb.
Yeah.
But I mean, these guys are blowing it 40 yards by me, and I'm like, all right, there's some mechanical deficits here.
Yeah, and so I think it's the left arm has to get out of the way. The right arm has to do this loading and throwing.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a direct correlation to anybody I've ever worked with that can throw a ball really far. Like baseball pitchers, they just have incredible club head speed, you know, hitting stuff like people that can, you know, that are professional lumberjacks that are competing and they're using axes. And if you're wielding and throwing a tool, sledgehammer, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're wielding and throwing or throwing a ball and you're learning how to get your arm to do that, and especially out of the fingers. So that's where, like, because again, on the flip side of that, I can have somebody in here who can bench press X, squat X, whatever. But if they can't throw a ball far, they're not going to have the speed. And so in your case, instead of going out and playing catch and throwing balls around, you're going to take a stick and be swishing it through the air. I'll take you over into my long grass and have you swish some grass as well, because I want your swish zone to be, we need a little bit more of that light bulb to go off with that swish zone. So hit one drive, we'll go in the grass for a minute, and then we'll come out and we'll try the driver again.
Does that look okay there?
That grip looks good, yeah. Load it up there late and then throw it. Yeah, there you go.
A little bit of hang on.
There was.
You can see that with that backswing, I felt like I was in a better throwing
Much
position.
better. It was much better, and you're right, you did hang on just a little. So do one where you don't hang on.
You know, that statement you made about what Jim Flick said about nobody hangs on. You know, when I was learning how to cut the ball from a pretty good player, it was all hang on, and that's the only way I knew how to hit a cut.
Right, yeah.
And so I felt like I've had that ingrained my whole life, that's how to make impact.
I was on the range at Superstition Mountain. I was doing a flick school, and we had Sandra Day O'Connor. I was helping her get out of bunkers, and like, it was just really cool. And at the end of the day, Malaska was like, hey, this is Craig. He's one of our young teachers. Watch him hit some balls, see if you can give him a pointer. And at that point, I was already performing trick shot shows worldwide. And he said, okay, hit me a draw, hit me a fade, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just dialing them up. I'm hitting low. I've got I got not just 9 ball flights, I got 20 ball flights, whatever he wanted. And at the end of it, he's like, you don't know how to hit a fade, do you? And I'm kind of scratching my head because I'm thinking, I just executed multiple fades. Whatever you asked, I did, you know? And he's like, no. You're doing, everything's a hold off fade. You're carving across it. You're holding off the face. You're not releasing any fades. And he said, you know, I was fortunate to work with Jack Nicklaus, and that's what he did, is he had a release fade. So he showed me, he's like, this is the difference. This is how you release a fade. This is how you hold off a fade. Now, when you hold off fades, you typically de-loft. So when you are going to hit a low cut around a tree, you have to do a hold off cut. But a standard high fade, so the fade should go higher, the draw should go lower. If you release both, a release draw will go lower, a release fade will go higher, right? So as you're working through your swing and you're thinking release, it's releasing here. And that's another thing Jack said, was throw it in this zone. Like, he couldn't release the club soon enough. And then what we have to do with the grip is just make sure that the hands come through properly. So pull it up high, set it late, you know, give me an under release throw. Okay, good. It was closer. So now let's go in the grass, because we take your stick. You need a water?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so come over here. This is just something that's kind of clicked with me recently. I mean, the grass has gotten longer and longer, but the one thing I've seen everybody do is the light bulb kind of goes off in the
Yep.
timing of the throw. So let's say we came into all the way into here. Now we're at like waist to chest high,
Yep.
right? Now set the stick kind of in the middle of this and slowly go back and watch the grass that you hit. Do it again. Slowly go back, right? Do it again. Okay, now look at the last piece of grass that you hit.
Okay.
Do it again and try to identify that piece of grass.
Right in here.
Yep, keep going. I can see grass moving. See, it's even wiggling over here. See that?
Yep.
Now you got to hit that piece of grass on the way down. Look back here. That's better. See the difference?
Yes.
So you were pulling it up, hitting, I mean, this is more grass than you would normally hit.
Right.
Because if you put your left hand on there, you would have hinged up and you would have exited the grass like here, right past your right leg. But now that you're extending the right arm back and you're knocking down this grass way over here, your extension point, you got to hit this grass. Yeah, you got to hit this grass on your way back to the ball. That's the difference. So see how your release timing is completely different?
Yes.
It's way up here now. You're not waiting to get to the bottom to do that.
My whole life has been
Like right on top of it.
and hopefully you get the swish.
Right.
No, this just blows my mind.
Yeah.
How good it is.
Yeah.
And how much it just frees you up. But
Mm-hmm.
trying to get out of that, pull the handle
Yeah, there you go.
down.
There you go. That's better. Now you can feel the speed, right?
Yep.
If you chuck it back in here, now what happens is if I put this thing on slow-mo and I stood in this direction, right, do that again, swing back slow, right, you're going to go slow, 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 connect, throw it down. Well, I guarantee you your hand action still looks like it's got lag, still looks like it's retaining it, but you're not trying to retain any of it.
Right.
You're trying to fling it out.
Trying to fling it out.
Yeah. Right. So it's like if you grabbed a hold of, so to swing back and stop, this is what most people think. If I held this end, they would assume that what the tour player feels is just like down, 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 and there's nothing.
Yes.
But what's actually happening is push, 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 push. It just has the appearance of lag.
Yes.
It's not actually lag. There's nobody lagging it.
So if I got right here and I didn't have that stick there, I almost need to feel like when I throw the hand, I almost need to feel like I'm bouncing a ball almost.
Yep.
Is that I mean,
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, but better than that, you've got a finger.
You got a finger.
Take a baseball or a golf ball and throw the golf ball back over here, back by your, like you could actually throw it that way. You could throw the ball that direction and it would actually be better than what you were doing. Because you were trying to throw it in front of you. You got to throw it that direction as far as you can to get that momentum of the club to circle. Now you have a stick in your hand, so it's super, super light. When we get back here actually I'll just grab a club. Okay, I'll just grab a wedge. Much heavier, but you're gonna do the same thing with two hands. And you're gonna mow it down. I mean, this is stuff that people have come up with. I mean, gosh, you can buy a training aid. It's called like the golf scythe or the something like that, right? So find a new patch of grass, come over here in this stuff, make some swings. Let's go back slow. Yeah, so look back here at the grass you're hitting. Yeah, that's so much better. Yeah, there you go. See how your head stays back? You throw underneath.
I feel my right shoulder turning up and down, and I haven't felt that in a long time.
There you go. So find a new patch of grass. You just mowed me a section there, so find another one. There you go. There you go. Yep. Okay, good.
Oh, that's good.
So my dad, when I was little, would take me into the backyard This is in a city called Darwin, up in the most northern part of Australia. And we had a pretty decent sized yard, and you know, we had mango trees and banana trees, all kinds of cool stuff in the backyard. And my dad would take this car tire. He would lay the car tire on the ground, and I had to boing, boing. I had to pound this car tire. This is from the age of probably 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had to whack this car tire across the ground. And so you can't lag and bang a car tire and scoot it. And I got to the point, it's probably where my trick shot started, where with the car tire on the ground, the donut like that, I could whack it so hard on a certain angle that I could flip it up and it would roll end over end. So my dad would want me to go, you know, 3 or 4 laps of the yard with this tire, ding, ding, ding. And I came in one time super early, and he's like, get back out there, you're not done yet. And I was like, no, I'm done. I hit that tire all the way in like one strike, turned it around and hit it back in one shot. I was defeating the purpose, but
That's amazing.
So now grab your iron, and what we'll do is we'll throw you in less rough, but with the same mindset.
Okay.
Grab like a 9 or a pitching wedge or something, because we're gonna start in the thicker stuff. So mow some before you hit the ball, but mow it like you were doing back there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good. Now go ahead and hit the ball like that. There you go. There's another one. Nice and thick. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Early enough?
Yeah, that's perfect. Because that's the arc that would get you there. Right? We're not going too early. We're not saying this is inappropriate.
Right.
It's appropriate for that depth.
Absolutely.
And then if we have less depth, so let's go to like here where it's just like semi-rough. You're not going to mow much. You'll still mow a little, but you're not going to mow much. See how solid that is?
Yes.
And it was so solid, compressed, all those good things, but not at one point where you're trying to hit down on the ball. And
I hate to say it, but I held on to that
a little
bit. If I would have released it a little, it would have really been.
Yeah, really. Try that. Make sure you release it. Yep. Yeah, there you go. So now that momentum is not stopping, and this exercise that we're doing with swishing a stick through the long rough or hitting a wedge through the long rough, it's all the same as the plane. So if I give you a driver now, let's say we went into that long rough with a wedge like we did.
Yep.
Your mow section would maybe be, would maybe be like 6 or 7 feet wide here.
Yep.
With a driver, it's a much longer tool.
Okay.
Now we're talking about a 10, 12 foot arc on that throw. So when you do your practice swings, pretend you're in waist-high grass again, and you're going to have to like mow through a lot of that to get there. Yeah, so now hit the ball and see if you can recreate that type of timing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your practice swings too were really, really good. You actually went a little slower on the real ball, but that was much better throw.
Yeah, no, that's something I can work with even in my physical state. I mean, that's something I can. Kid out there on the other end.
Oh, yeah, just aim a little bit more left. You can go straight down the left rough. Yeah, there you go. Do a practice swing again. Nope. I'm hearing it over here.
Hearing it over here?
Mm-hmm. So get in the long grass. Throw it way back over there. There it is. Now even more. So that throw, do that again. Let's go back and stop. I mean, it's all hands and it's all up here.
Yep.
I mean, it's got to go through this space so that by the time it gets to the ball, it's built up all that momentum. Yeah. Really send it out there. Yeah, there you go.
Closer.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Yep. Right, so as you were swinging early on, your speeds were around like 84, 85. That last one was 88. And if I could clock your practice swings, easily in the 90s.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah.
All right.
So physically you're doing it. Mentally you got to let the ball, you have to be willing to whiff it, really, you know?
Okay.
You're like, I don't even care if I make contact. I'm just going to pull it back like I'm standing in waist-high grass. I'm just going to wail on all of this grass. Just mow it all down. That was much better. Much better. Yeah, get that mentality. Yeah. That was 89. So when you get it back there, think of that long grass. Think of that throw. It's just like when you had that stick in your hand and you were doing it.
Yeah, I feel when the stick's there, I can get it up where it should be.
Yeah, so try the stick again. Here, I'll take your driver. Yeah, feel it. That grass is all the way here. There you go. Yep. Right, so as correct as the stick is, the stick needs to be further because it's not a club, right? So go back and stop. I want your sound up here with a stick.
Okay.
Not with your driver, but with a stick. There you go. There you go. Yep. There you go. So now if you replicate that with the driver, it'll be in the right spot. But that's how far up you've got to get it with a super light stick.
Yep.
Yeah, so risk whiffing it. Hey, there you go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's definitely your earliest I've ever seen you do it.
Yes, we're gonna get this.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go. Nice. Yeah, risk whiffing it and just get it going all the way through the ball. There you go. Really good. That was 90. So, it's there.
It's there.
It's there. And you've done it. And you know, like I said, if I could clock your actual practice swings with the driver, they're literally, there just has to be the sense of, okay, so this throw, right, is centrifugal force at its finest.
Yes.
Centrifugal force is an aligning force. It doesn't take much for you to take a string and a weight and go doom, 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 doom. It's perfect. It has a perfect circle. You don't even have to control it. It's always the same. So your desire, which is holding you back a little to make decent contact and hit it somewhere down the fairway, is holding your speed back. So the exercise I want you to really relish is hitting it in the rough over here.
Okay.
Doing the step in hit.
Okay.
But when you're in the rough over there, I want you to do it eyes closed.
Okay.
So let's do a couple. So let's find maybe pitching wedge, because we got to get your last minute desire to control the face out of there as well. So we're going to go deep rough, so you have no real expectations. Do a couple practice swings where you get that early throw. There you go. Okay, now close your eyes while you're doing the practice swings. There you go. Really good. Okay, and then scoot in, close your eyes, and just mow just like that.
Hit it with
eyes closed? Eyes closed, yep. Throw it. There you go. That was good. Okay, there's another one for you. Same thing. Just do 2 practice swings, eyes closed. Yep. Yep. Okay, and then eyes closed. And then hit it. Okay. It's good. No, that's what you got to do. Because you didn't have no part of you was saying, I need to keep my eye on this to hit it straight.
Right. Oh, good.
Okay, so one swing here. eyes closed, on a tee with the 7-iron. So you're gonna do the same exercise. Step in, do a couple practice swings, eyes closed. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, eyes closed, let it go. That's pretty good. And actually what you're gonna see on video is that was actually almost technically your best swing.
Oh, man.
Because there wasn't any last second desires for you to control anything.
Yep.
You're like, well, I can't control it, I just gotta let it go. You know, and in front of everybody in YouTube world, I could duff this. Right? So pull it back and just give it a good throw. Good. Yeah. So I want you to just do some alternating eyes closed, eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open. Let the eyes closed, train the eyes open how it's supposed to feel.
Okay. Close up on this.
Yep. Go closed, pull it back, mow some grass. It's fine. You're supposed to be better with your eyes open, right?
Yes.
But the eyes closed will just free you up. Do eyes closed again. And go fast. Big throw. Pull it back, chuck it hard. Yeah, there you go. That was risky. Right? But your throw movement was actually really good. All right, one more with that, and then we'll finish up with just a couple drivers.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a couple of balls for drivers. Just kind of take everything that you've been learning today and just absorb it all in there. Okay. And then the work that you're putting in, we're hoping that just a big chunk of it comes out without you having to like overthink it. Yes. Right? So just pretend you're in that knee-high grass. Take a practice swing. Pull it back. Give it a good throw way back there. Ah, that was your best swing. That was even better. So hit this ball just like that. Let's not let anything get in the way of what you're able to do with that practice swing. Ooh, that was pretty good. Pretty good. You guided it out there just a tiny bit at the end, but as far as the acceleration of the club, that looked really good.
You know,
all right.
Actually, if I get that throw better,
yeah,
I gotta think, just based on what I've been watching you do, if I had a little bit of side crunch timed up with the throw, I would probably really see something there.
Yeah, there's definitely that. But so the side crunching on the shoulder part, that's more of path.
Yep.
So that's where you can have a little bit of, you can kind of take solace in that the shoulder helps you hit it straighter.
Yes.
But it's the throw that helps you hit it further. So just go with that. Good. Yeah, so these drills, these exercises, weed whacking, double swings, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, get the momentum, figure out where to load your hands, get in the rough, mow some grass, make some swings, do it with your eyes closed. You know, all these things are going to help you to just kind of rebuild, because whether you've swung this way in the last 40 years or not, it's just too far in distant memory.
Yes.
You know, a lot of us swung this way more when we were kids, and then we kind of worked ourselves
I swung better when
out
I
of
didn't know
it.
anything about the golf swing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just, you know, you chase some ideas, misinterpret a few of those ideas.
Right. Yeah. All right, last one.
Okay.
Get loose in the hands. Give me a really early throw. There you go. Good one. All right.
All right.
What are your big takeaways you want to add to the end of the video here?
First thing is adjusting that grip so that that right hand almost feels under and the knuckle feels side under, so that I can heave it and load it there.
Yeah.
Because that's not a feeling I've had. I've been a little more here.
Yeah.
And from there, I feel like I can throw early.
Yeah.
Whereas where I was having a hard time feeling that.
Yep, yep.
So I love that. I'll continue to work on tucking this under and then barely lowering. And then I'm just going to work really hard on the vision of trying to hit the grass back in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And try to get it going early, get it higher and get it earlier. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, so it's definitely earlier, and height is relative to the club, so probably higher in general for you, but your wedge is highest.
Yep.
Driver's not as high because it's on a little bit flatter plane because of the length of the club, but definitely earlier, right? So it's like in the weeds over here, if I gave you a 20-inch little club and a 60-inch long drive trick shot club, your mowing would be completely different. Your mowing would be really close and vertical on the short one, and really wide and longer and flatter on the big one. So you just kind of have to athletically kind of feel that. The setup should dictate that. So once you're set up with the longer club, you should rip it back behind you without trying to guide it. That's why the reverse momentum swings are so huge, because you'll see when you watch through this video that as you reverse momentum swung, your backswing looked way better, right? All the concerns and questions you had about your backswing just went away. And so as you heave it, throw it, you've got to throw it both ways. Kind of have to throw it back, throw it through, pull it back, throw it through, however you want to think about it.
And that heave exaggerating this feel.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Cool. Very good.
Thanks, bro.